Hi, Liam McEwan here. Now, not long after 4 consecutive #1 hits, the Jackson 5 moved into this house in 1971. You know how the story goes, the Jacksons, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. While living here, Michael released the biggest selling album of all time, still is to this day, and this year it actually celebrates its 40th anniversary. Over his lifetime, Michael donated over $500 million to different charities and foundations all around the world, and his eldest son, Prince, is continuing that legacy in a beautiful way. Each year, his foundation, the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, holds a Halloween party right here, which raises money for the youths, those that need it the most here in LA. Let's go find Prince. Might take a while, it's a big house. Let's go chat to him about what we can expect from this year's party and get a tour of this place. Let's go. Here he is, I found him, Prince Jackson.
Good to see you again, Liam.
Pleasure, buddy. What a beautiful place. It's nice to see it during the day. First off, why here? Why at the Hayvenhurst estate? What makes this place so special?
Well, this place has been in my family since the 1970s. When my family moved from Gary, Indiana to LA, this is one of the first properties they had. So this place that we're actually at has served as a family home for my family for so many generations.
Right.
You know, my uncles and my father, they grew up here. Then some of my older cousins, they grew up here. And then my siblings and I, we grew up here.
Wow. And
so we've hosted so many birthdays, so many family dinners and just celebration events, celebrations of life and love here. It felt like it was just the natural thing to do to kind of continue doing this here, especially for a holiday that my family loves so much.
Oh yeah, I mean it's embedded in the Jackson family, isn't it? Halloween as a holiday. Do you have memories as a kid, you know, going out trick-or-treating or going, was that something that you were able to do?
Yes, well that's why it's one of our favorite holidays, because when my dad would go out, obviously people would recognize him, so he started dressing up in costume. Well, sometimes when you dress up in costume, it attracts more attention, but not on Halloween, because everybody's going out, you know? So I do remember, I think we may have been in Beverly Hills, sometimes in Vegas, where we would go trick-or-treating with my dad, but nobody would know it was him because everybody, even the security guards were dressed up, you know? So it was kind of incognito in that way.
Right. I think this is my 5th year, I think, at the Thriller Night party.
Awesome.
Every year, I've got to say, it gets better.
Thank you.
It gets better. How far in advance are you planning for this night?
It is kind of an all-year process, and a lot of the stuff like we can see around here comes in literally days before the event happens.
Wow.
So the property's pretty calm and peaceful up until like the week of the event. Then it's just go, go, go.
Oh, it's all go. It really is. You've got teams here from all different walks of life helping you pull this together. It really is a team effort to make Thriller Nights.
Yes,
it's the party of the year. I struggle to explain to people just what this event is because you can't explain it unless you're here. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you have to see to believe because it is pretty next level. Thriller, obviously, as we say, the 40th anniversary of the album, biggest selling album of all time, still to this day. Do you have memories of watching that music video for the first time? I remember it vividly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was terrifying. The first time I saw Thriller was at the theater in Neverland, and I don't remember if it was on the 35mm print or if it was on VHS, but we played it on the big screen. And for some reason, my dad thought it'd be funny to tell us like it's based on a true story or something like that. Like this happens to him when the full moon comes out. And that night, he was messing with us because it was almost a full moon. It looked like a full moon, you know?
Right.
And he started doing the and then I remember my sister and I, we just ran out of his room. We're like, no, 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 we're not doing this. Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a favorite area here in the Hayvenhurst estate? What's your favorite spot in the house here?
I have 2 favorite spots. The first one is we have a koi pond over this way. So I don't remember exactly when there was an earthquake that destroyed the house. Really? So this house used to be a single-story ranch-style home. And then, like I said, the earthquake split it down the middle. I was told that my dad climbed a tree during that earthquake, and they told him, come down. He said, these trees have been here for hundreds of years. They're not going anywhere. So after that earthquake, they redid the house, they added the 2nd level to it, and then my dad had this koi pond built for my grandma because she really loves koi fish and he wanted to give her a nice, like, tranquil place to kind of think, relax and stuff like that. And then when I lived here with my siblings, We used to go swimming in there with the dog. Yeah. There's a pool over there, but for some reason it was just more fun.
This is the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to swim with the fish.
And then my second favorite spot on the property, by the way, is up there, is on the roof. So when my dad lived here, I was told that this, oh, another touch of my dad here.
Those who reach, touch the stars. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Right?
That's gorgeous.
So I was told when my dad lived here, this is where he kept his llama, I think a giraffe back here. Yeah, so this kind of goes here. That's what I was told. My dad had these stairs built over here. That's his bedroom up there.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And my dad had these stairs built so he could go right from his bedroom to the studio, which we're right standing above right now.
Above the studio.
And that is where the beginning of Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, they were all kind of originally recorded here. They were mixed here, but not mastered here. That's where they were finished at Westlake Studios. But I've been told that before we got Van Halen on the Beat It for the guitar, it was my Uncle Tito that did it downstairs for my dad. Yeah, they were both just jamming right there. So it's really cool to be able to celebrate 40 years, you know, that's where it started, and here we are 40 years later.
Isn't that crazy? And the thing about Thriller as well is like that album has stood the test of time so beautifully.
Yes.
What does that album in particular mean to you?
That's a very good question. I mean, it's an album I think that my dad was really proud of, and as I get older, I learn more about the story and the making of it, behind it. And also at that time, you can't forget that he was also being kind of typecast into specifically African-American genres. And so he wanted to break that gap. He wanted to make music for anybody, no matter what their race was. And I feel like Thriller with the music video was really, I don't know if I can rightfully say it was the start, but for me it was really the meaningful start of like when you hear the walls that he broke down for African-American artists and minority artists, I feel like Thriller is what busted open the door. You know, you can make the argument Off the Wall he was knocking, but Thriller kicked that thing down.
Well, a stat came out today actually, that this year alone, Michael sold over 1 million albums.
I saw that. I saw that. That's very
right?
impressive. That's
Isn't
very
that,
impressive.
Like outselling artists that are still moving and grooving today.
Yep.
Okay, what's next? Where else do we need to see?
So, what we haven't done before in the past, but we're doing it this year. As I mentioned, Thriller was recorded here on this property. Wow. And the studio, people have gone in, sometimes they take things, and so the studio has never been in a great spot to show. We've done a little bit of restoration work, and so we felt that if you're going to be here on the property celebrating Thriller's 40th, you need to see where it was created.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to say no to that.
It's still all the analog equipment in there, the mixing board. It's really crazy.
It's like untouched.
It is. It is.
Wow. Wow.
So we wanted to give it that kind of like museum-y vibe in a way.
Much so. Yeah.
Like that machine in the back of the photo of my dad on the mic, that's that machine right there, the white one.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? Are you able to differentiate, I guess, like memorabilia and just like everyday assets that you've got in your life? Do you know what I mean? Because to the outside world, everything that he touches is memorabilia.
Yeah,
like, how do you kind of differentiate that? Are you able to?
I don't think so, to be honest, because it's the other way around for me. Is like everything that he has, I consider just like a personal affect, but a lot of people see it as memorabilia, you know? When it comes to stuff like related to music, that's easy. Like, okay, that's memorabilia. If it's an award, that's memorabilia. A music video, that's memorabilia. But there's certain things like, let's say for example, the hat he's wearing in that photo, that could be considered memorabilia, right?
Oh, very
But
much
it would just
so.
be like, oh, that's just my dad's hat.
That's very much considered memorabilia.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you that much.
This room's gonna be all done up and lit up.
This is the memorabilia room.
But when my dad lived here, this was the award room. So after that night where he won all those Grammys, came in here, lined them up on the wall.
Oh, so of course.
So we felt this was a perfect place to have that legacy room because it was already the award room for him. So we it's coming home in a way.
So obviously all of this coming together with the Heal Los Angeles Foundation.
It isn't just to benefit the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. It has always been kind of an event hosted by the Jackson family to benefit the foundations of the Jackson family.
Right, of course the Dee Dee Jackson Foundation is...
Exactly. Actually, both foundations work with children. Heal Los Angeles Foundation is more so focused in the education space. Dee Dee Jackson Foundation deals with kids who are dealing with grief because they lost their mom at a young age, and they know firsthand what it's like to deal with that grief. So they have two really awesome programs. The first is a music therapy class where they basically teach kids how to write music, record with their instruments, and through that they get some type of therapeutic benefit from it. And their other program is where they sponsor families who have lost kind of their primary income. Like if they've lost a parent or a guardian who is their sole provider, the Dee Dee Jackson Foundation steps in and tries to cover as much as they can for them.
It's very obvious that this is a massive passion of yours, which is so cool to see. What's next for the foundation? Where are you taking this?
The name of the foundation is Heal Los Angeles, and that's really what we're here for. Is we're here to be a force for healing.
Right.
Anytime that we can identify a discrepancy or a gap in the community of those that have and those that have not, we want to lessen that gap, and we want to be able to provide services and programs to anybody that we can really help and that we can help them on their healing journey.
I can see why this is one of Prince's favorite spots on the property. Massive thanks to Prince and the team at Heal Los Angeles for having us here, as well as the Dee Dee Jackson Foundation. If you want to get involved and help out in any way that you can, head to Heal Los Angeles' website, and there's all the information on how you can get involved. But right now, I'm going to go help put together that dance floor, because the quicker we can get that together, the quicker I can get on it. Peace.